Retired Army General Sigauke speaks on Chiwenga's plot and Army General's arrest in his ZANU-PF strategy. According to news, a strong and alarmed claim has emerged from retired senior military figure General Sigauke, who has publicly raised concern about what he described as a plot within Zimbabwe's leadership targeting Vice President Constantino Chiwenga and several military generals. Kusangana kwatinoita panapo channel yenyu Magaba News, but tinobata nawo dzinenge dzichiitika munharaunda nemunyika yedu yeZimbabwe, tichingokuridzirana kuti kana pane vachingosvika pano paMagaba News, kindly support us by hitting the subscribe button and also turn the notification bell so that when you post any news and update, you'll be the first one kusangana news that tinenge taisa panapo channel yenyu. Today we have a news of mashoko ari kubuda na General Sigauke vachiti kurongerwa kwaVP Chiwenga akusikumira pakamutaurika naudze kuti pawakaenda kumapisa pane iwe anga akatumwa military intelligent officer asi hazvina kubuda. So pari kunzi pane zvimwe zvekurongwa zvakare zviri kunzi zvikabudirira. Vanogona kurongera VP Chiwenga kuti vacha uploadirwa kunzi iwo pamwe chete several military generals vachange vachiswa musungwa kuti vanongotsvagwa nawe kuti vaiswe musungwa. Mashoko aya ari kubva papost yanyorwa nevanonzi retired Army General Winston Sigauke, vanozivikanwa neveruzhinji vanonyora mashoko avo kuTwitter vachizivisa maererano nezviri kuitika. So pamashoko avo vataura allegedly vachiti ivo zvinhu zvese izvi zviri kuitwa ndezvekuda kuti VP Chiwenga awisirwe pasi asakwikwidze panhau yekupikisa 2030 pamwe chete nevanovatsigira kumauto vasange vachisumuka sezvakaitika pa2017 coup. According to news in a detail statement, the retired general say he feels compelled to speak out, framing the issue is not a speculation but is a serious matter rooted in his understanding of military structure. In the past event, his remarks quickly draw attention as they touch on both Zimbabwe's political and leadership and the inner working of his defense forces. General Sigauke began by reflecting on the event of November 2017, defining a moment in Zimbabwe history. He highlighted the role played by then General Constantino Chiwenga, describing him as the central figure in the military intervention that led to transition of power. According to Sigauke, Chiwenga acted with conviction and placing national interests above personal gain and believing in a promise of change for the country. However, the retired general urged that what he has followed since then tells a different story. He pointed to a critical incident involving Chiwenga's health shortly after those events. In his account, the vice president's sudden illness and emergency medical treatment abroad are described as part of a broader pattern, raising question about the circumstances surrounding the episode. Sigauke suggested that this was not as isolated event but sometimes that should be viewed with a wider context. Beyond that, the retired general focused heavily on changes within the military command structure. He described a notable pattern where senior officers are being retired, reassigned, or quietly removed from influential roles. According to him, many of these officers were previously aligned with Chiwenga. Their absence have gradually reshaped the balance of power within the defense forces. Sigauke urged that this pattern is not random incident. He sees it as a systematic shift that is steadily reducing the vice president's influence within the military. He described Chiwenga as being surrounded by a shrinking circle with fewer trust alliance remains in key operational position. The retired general goes further, suggesting that these developments point to a broader strategy affecting the structure of Zimbabwe's army force. In his views, the ongoing changes risk weakening the internal balance that is essential for professional and effective military institution. He emphasized that the strong system depends on multi-center of capability and leadership. According to Sigauke, when experienced officers are removed or sidelined, it can reduce accountability and limit the diversity of perspective needed for sound decision making. He warns that such a situation could lead to increased risk within the institution. Importantly, Sigauke stressed that his concerns are not driven by political but by his understanding of how military system operate. He present his argument as a professional assessment, focusing on the institutional stability rather than partisan interest. At the heart of his statement is a deeper concern about the direction of leadership governance. By continuing past events without current development, he raised the question about whether the original visions that guided the 2017 transition is still being upheld today. The claims made by General Sigauke have added a layer to ongoing discussions about Zimbabwe's political and military landscape. They highlight tensions that many observers have believe are shaping the country's current trajectory, particularly in relation to leadership dynamics and institutional control. As the conversation continues to unfold, the focus remains on understanding the full picture behind these claims and what they could mean for Zimbabwe's future. Somere Zimbabwe ndoina wiri kubuda kuna General Sigauke. General Sigauke vari kuti iwo pazvinhu zvese zviri kuitwa izvi ZANU-PF zuva nezuva kuri kurongerwa VP Chiwenga, ende mutsamba yavo vanongedza zvizhinji vachitaura ivo pachiitiko che2017 vachiti mukatarisisa hazvina kutanga nhasi zvekurongerwa kwa General Constantino Gouveia Dominic nyika dzino Chiwenga. Vakabvira kurongerwa kudhara, ende tiri kuona zvakare vachiti kumauto uku zuva nezuva kune vari kungobviswa pamapozisheni. Vamwe vanotozoanaunswa kunzi ashiftwa position, asi vamwe havasi kuziviswa, vari kungobviswa zuva nezuva. Nenhau yekuti pari kunzi hurumende yeZANU-PF iyi iri kuedza kushrinka VP Chiwenga kuti paposition yavari varamwe chiitiko che2030 chigoramba chichienda mberi. So according to mashoko aya zvaita kuti veruzhinji vashamisike nawo, vamwewo vachitaura vakati makarumwa nechekuchera. I feel sorry for VP Chiwenga, but at the same time he must understand that he was supposed to stand up for the constitutional of Zimbabwe and its people regardless of a political affiliation, but he chose to side with a black mamba called ZANU-PF inodya vana vayo. Ndo mashoko ari kutaurwa neveruzhinji. So vamwe vakati he orchestrated a coup. When you plan a coup, there is a process called decouping. The coup plotters expected rewards and are never happy and will likely to do a coup again. The power book says you have to accuse everyone who helped you in a coup. Mashoko ari kutaurika pachiitiko ichi. And also vamwe vakati it started with a grenade attack of which the regime survived. I think the president himself is under political hostage since 2017 and he is being absorbing the blow directed at him and our adversary fronted by local. It's a cold war resuming like it was when ZANU-PF broke away from ZAPU. There are historical issues. So vanhu vari kutaura kuti zvinhu izvi vanhu vese pavakaita coup iyi, saka muri kuona kuti pakabatsirwa vamunanga kuti vabudirire pacoup iyi, mageneral akawanda akashanda pa2017 coup vakafa. Zviri kutaurwa neveruzhinji kuti vamwe vakawanda vanoona kuti tikasabvisa vanhu vatakashanda navo pacoup apa vanoidzokorodza kozi vanenge vachiziva nzira dzavakafamba nadzo. So ndosaka muri kuona kuti nguva nenguva vanhu ivavo vari kuedzerwa kuisirwa pasi vakashanda in 2017. What's your take on this issue? What's your take on this news? This is Magaba News, where we give you nhau dzinenge dzichiitika on our YouTube channel. Patinokuigirai zvinenge zvichiitika. What's your take on this issue? Comment in comment section. Muchitaurawo mafungiro enyu, maonero enyu, matongerero enyu.